Breakups hurt in a way that surprises people, even when they think they were prepared for it. The pain is not just emotional. Many people experience it physically as well, with tightness in the chest, fatigue, nausea, or a constant feeling of agitation. What's interesting is that research consistently shows a pattern in how different people respond to breakups. Women tend to feel the pain more intensely at the beginning, both emotionally and physically, yet they are more likely to recover fully. Men, on the other hand, often report less immediate pain, but are more likely to carry the breakup with them for years, sometimes without fully realizing it. At first glance, this seems confusing. Why would the people who feel the most pain up front recover better in the long run? The answer lies not in strength or weakness, but in how grief actually works in the brain and nervous system. Grief is not just sadness. It is a motivated biological state. When you are attached to someone, your brain builds a map that includes three elements: where that person is in space, when you will see them next, and how emotionally close you are to them. As long as that map remains intact, the attachment stays alive. This is why missing someone who lives far away feels different from losing someone entirely. If you know where they are and when you will see them again, the brain does not fully enter grief. The attachment system stays calm. A breakup shatters this map. Suddenly, the person is no longer available in space or time, yet the sense of closeness remains. The brain reacts to this mismatch the same way it reacts to extreme hunger. It becomes highly motivated to close the gap. This is why breakups create obsessive thinking, urges to reach out, replaying conversations, and constant questions about what went wrong. It is not weakness. It is the brain trying to solve an impossible problem. The grief process exists for one reason: to slowly update that map. The brain must learn at a deep level that the person is no longer accessible. Until that happens, the attachment system stays activated and the pain continues. This is where most people go wrong. Instead of allowing the brain to process the loss, many people try to escape it. They distract themselves with work, alcohol, exercise, new relationships, or anger. Some of these strategies look productive on the surface. You might work harder than ever, go to the gym obsessively, or throw yourself into social life. For a while it feels like you are moving forward. In reality, you are often just delaying the process. Avoidance does not erase grief. It stretches it out. The brain cannot update the attachment map unless it is allowed to confront the reality of the loss. This means feeling the sadness, the loneliness, the confusion, and the fear that come with it. People who are willing to feel these emotions fully without constantly numbing or redirecting them tend to move through grief faster. This is one reason women, on average, recover more completely from breakups. They are often more practiced at allowing themselves to feel emotional pain rather than suppressing it. Many men learn from a young age to pack down feelings. They develop strong top-down control, meaning they can override emotional and bodily signals in order to function. This skill is useful in many areas of life. It allows people to perform under pressure, push through fear, and remain productive during difficult times. The problem is that grief is not a challenge that can be conquered through force. It is an autonomic process. Suppressing it does not resolve it. When grief is pushed aside, it often reappears later as exhaustion, bitterness, emotional numbness, or a lingering sense that something in life is off. This is why some people look successful years after a breakup, but feel strangely empty or unfulfilled. They never allowed the attachment system to reset. Another factor that shapes how people experience breakups is attachment style. Early in life, we form patterns based on how consistent and reliable our caregivers were. If care was predictable and safe, we tend to develop a secure attachment. If it was inconsistent or unreliable, we may develop an insecure attachment. These patterns do not disappear in adulthood. They are repurposed in romantic relationships. When an attachment is broken, especially for someone with an insecure style, the nervous system can react as if the future itself has collapsed. This is why breakups are particularly dangerous for younger people. When you are young, a relationship often represents not just a partner, but your entire imagined future. Losing it can feel like losing everything at once. Modern technology makes this even harder. In the past, when a relationship ended, the person largely disappeared from your daily experience. Today, social media keeps them present in your awareness, constantly reopening the wound and preventing the brain from accepting that the attachment has ended. Each new image or update acts like proof that the person is still there, just out of reach, keeping the attachment system activated. To truly heal from a breakup, the brain must be allowed to complete the grief process. This requires two things that many people resist. The first is reducing exposure to the person, both physically and digitally. This is not about punishment or resentment. It is about allowing the brain to update its map. As long as the person remains present in your environment, even indirectly, the attachment system will struggle to stand down. The second requirement is emotional honesty. This does not mean collapsing into despair or harming yourself. It means creating safe, contained spaces where you allow yourself to feel what you are actually feeling. This might involve talking honestly with a trusted friend, writing, sitting quietly with the discomfort, or even crying without immediately trying to fix it. Emotional release is not weakness. It is the nervous system completing a process it is designed to complete. Some people attempt to convert the energy of grief into productivity, ambition, or creative output. This can be useful in moderation. Pain does generate energy, and channeling that energy can prevent total collapse. The danger is mistaking productivity for healing. Working harder does not automatically resolve loss. It can create the illusion of progress, while the emotional work remains unfinished. True recovery usually feels slower and less dramatic. It involves periods of sadness that gradually become less intense and less frequent. The thoughts lose their urgency. The nervous system stops scanning for the person. One day you realize you can think about them without the same physical reaction. That is the sign the attachment map has changed. It is important to understand that grief does not disappear all at once. It fades as the brain learns, through repeated experience, that life continues and that safety and meaning can exist without that particular relationship. This learning cannot be rushed, but it can be supported. The most effective way to move through a breakup is not to ask how to stop feeling the pain, but how to let it do its job. Pain is not the enemy here. Avoidance is. When you allow yourself to feel the loss fully, without constantly escaping it, the nervous system eventually releases its grip. When you refuse to feel it, the grip tightens and stretches across years. Overcoming a breakup does not mean forgetting the person or pretending the relationship did not matter. It means allowing the attachment to transform into memory rather than motivation. When that happens, the pain no longer drives your thoughts and behavior. You regain energy, clarity, and emotional availability. Breakups are not just endings. They are neurological and emotional reorganizations. They demand honesty, patience, and courage. The people who heal most fully are not those who suffer the least, but those who are willing to face the suffering directly, without numbing, hiding, or turning away. When you do that, the pain gradually gives way to something quieter but stronger: freedom. The choice is yours.